Unit rate story problem number 2. A painter used 1.5 gallons of paint to paint 3/4 of a room. At this same rate, how many gallons will it take to paint the whole room? So they are telling us in this problem that one of the values is equal to 1. Let me grab a pen so I can write about this. Alright, so they're telling us a whole room. So basically they're saying one whole room. When we're talking about unit rate, we need the denominator to be 1. So basically they're telling us that what needs to be 1 is the room. So I'm going to put the room in the denominator because the room is the part that needs to become the 1. So that means that in the numerator, we're going to put the gallons. So 1.5 gallons of paint was used to paint 3/4 of a room. So if we want to figure out how many gallons per one room, then all we have to do is divide. Because when you divide, you find the unit rate, and you make it so that the denominator is equal to 1. So we have here a complex fraction, and the first step in solving a complex fraction is to make sure the numerator and denominator are both fractions. The numerator is currently a mixed number, so I need to change that. So I multiply the 1 by the 2, and I get 2, and then I add the numerator, so I add 1 to that 2, and I get 3. 3 becomes the new numerator of my improper fraction, and then the denominator remains the same, so the denominator needs to stay at 2. Then I'm going to exaggerate this fraction bar between the two fractions, and then I'll record the 3/4 below. You could also just put parentheses around each so you don't get confused instead of making such a dark fraction bar in the middle. After you make sure they're both fractions, then we're at the step where we can change out the fraction bar for a division symbol. Remember, you record the numerator fraction first and the denominator fraction second. And then we apply the keep change reciprocal method, which I'm going to grab a different color for. Keep change reciprocal. So I write 3/2 because I keep that fraction the same. The first fraction stays the same. I change the division to multiplication, and then I record the reciprocal of 3/4. And now, since we're multiplying fractions, I can multiply fractions like I normally would, multiplying the numerators together, and then multiplying the two denominators together. And 12 divided by 6 gives me 2. And then I look back at my units. This will be 2 gallons per room. Okay? Or we could say, you could also write this as 2 gallons per every one room. Now let's look back at the question. At this same rate, how many gallons will it take to paint the whole room? So it will take 2 gallons to paint one whole room. So the answer we would circle is letter C. This is the part that you need to record for me on the Go Formative. This part is going to go in your paper and pencil notebook, so you can do this by hand and have a little break from all this digital writing. So make sure you just record your answer for me in the Go Formative.